Hello, everyone. This is Gabe Cymbalistic with Cymbalistic Cynicism. Welcome back. And here's my guest today, returning guest, special guest, talent and actress, and the talented Eva Hamilton. How are you, Eva?
Hi, I'm good. Good to see you.
Good to see you again. So I actually, one of the main, hold on a second. I have the wrong background.
Oh,
That is my bad. I never updated it.
that's okay.
I feel like such an airhead.
You're not.
No, I have to fix this. Because I've never did that. I never did that before.
Well, it looks like, there's a bit of my stuff up
Yeah, but this is from last show. I was like the one thing I missed was to let me do this right now.
there. That's quite all right.
That was a slip up on my part. There we go.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. So I got to ask about the thriller you did, the crime thriller you did with Scout Taylor Compton, because that was her directorial debut.
Yes. Yes.
And you said you didn't work with Danielle Harris on that, though, right?
I did not. I didn't have any scenes with her directly, but she was in it. She played a main role in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a crime drama, police thriller, really good cast. I mean, very talented, everybody involved. And Scout, of course, did an amazing job. So it was really cool to work with her. I never had before.
Yeah.
But nice to be able to work with her in that capacity.
I met her once. She seems really cool. And she just got married.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. But what can you talk a little bit about your role, or are you not able to?
I don't know exactly how much I'm allowed to say about at this point.
I don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't entirely know. I don't know.
Is there anything you could tell us about the film a little bit, like a synopsis, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it's about a Los Angeles cop and the police force, and there's a whole bunch of going on in the city, and it's sort of, it's sort of this police officer and dealing with all of these like Los Angeles crimes, and there's a lot more than that. That's a terrible explanation, but I don't know what to say. So
it's all good. And this from our head of the in the network, Joe.
Hey, hi, Joe.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back. Unfortunately, I have a little bit of a cold, like I told Eva before. What's it called? Yeah, I was just filming a movie with Eva's co-star from Appetite for Sin last night in New York City, and we were the two of us, me and Eileen Dietz, were both sick. So
it's always on set. One person gets sick, everybody gets. Actually, that happens on that film. Come to think of it.
Appetite, you were sick?
No, not on Appetite. On the on Bring
Scout's film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who else did you work with on Scout's film?
Oh, a lot of people. I mean, if you look at the IMDb, they got really an incredible cast.
Yeah, I mean, they got Nikki Willan, Mickey Rourke. Yeah, I mean, Nikki Willan has worked a lot with Scout the last few years.
Yeah, she has. Yeah, she's super talented. I did work with her. I mean, on Black Mass, but I didn't meet her. She just had a voice role, so I had seen her work in it, and I knew she was really talented. But I've never actually worked with her in person until that.
Speaking of Black Mass, because I know you and Devanny Pinn worked close together on that. Here's a photo of you. I think this is on the set of Black Mass, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and this is you, because I know it's all about not glorifying the killer, about glorifying the victims and telling their story. And here's a photo of you and the character you played, the role, the person you played in the film. But could you talk a little bit about? Well, let me bring up the poster quickly. Hold on, here we go. Yeah, there's you next to Sarah, and I'm not sure exactly which of the other girls are. I think is that next to Sarah, is that what's his name's wife?
That's Michelle.
That's Michelle.
Yeah, she was a producer as well.
Michelle, yeah. Okay. So tell me a little bit more about, because I know Devanny touched upon, or Brandon touched upon it, but in my last interview with him. Talk a little bit about that film and what its purpose was in terms of the victims of those killings in real life.
Yeah, I mean, that was really a powerful film and a powerful filming experience also. I mean, Devanny is so talented, and her vision for it, I mean, really was what got me on board. She's so passionate and she cares so deeply about telling the victim's story and, you know, giving them a kind of, you know, a voice and humanity. And yes, they went through this horrible experience, but no, that is not even, you know, that's not all they are. There's so much more. And she really shows a day in the life of these women at the Florida, you know, and at the sorority house, which was at his final murder spree. So it's I mean, it's incredibly tragic. These are real people, and I think everybody involved really did their best to honor these women and did a really incredible job. But it was definitely it's different playing somebody that is a real person, and you want to like honor them and hopefully tell their story in a way that gives them a little bit more of a voice than what we typically see, because so much of serial killer cinema and serial killer TV is like the serial killer, and that's all we really focus on. And of course that's interesting to see what's going on behind, you know, somebody that deranged in their mind, but there's so much more. So I think she did a great job of showing that, and it's a really like hard film to watch, but because it's really well done, that's why.
It's very graphic. It was much more graphic than I expected.
Yeah, it's definitely it's rough. It's hard sometimes for me to watch, and I was there and I know the kills, but yeah.
It's interesting you say. Were you more affected on set or when you were watching the film after it was done, in all honesty? And there's a reason I ask.
That's a good question. I mean, well, it was tough doing it, you know, just getting to that emotional place. But no, I remember going home and like the days and, you know, maybe a week following the shoot, I felt that was a little tough, just kind of getting out of that space. And then, but I do remember seeing it for the first time, and, you know, my own character's death and the other character's death was like incredibly impacting in a way that I did not expect. Like I got teary-eyed. Like
really?
Yeah.
You feel for the character, well, the real life person. You because you get into their POV. I mean, the story. It's an ideal. It's a very unique. Well, ideal for this day and age where we have all these films, like idolizing serial killers, and you were in this film where it's from the killer's POV, but it's more to pay tribute to the girls who were killed by this killer. And this famous, was it Jeffrey Dahmer?
No, Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy, sorry. I don't know why I always mix the two of them up.
There's quite a bit.
You could tell I don't idealize these guys because get confused with them. But because you see from his POV and you see the impact he has on them, literal impact and metaphorical impact, it's terrifying and a real life element. And I didn't expect Devanny's film to be so graphic, and I give her a lot of credit. And I love what the film did, because I think we need more films like this as opposed to or miniseries as opposed to the ones that give the killers like almost like idolized, give people a reason to idolize them.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there's so much. I've said this before, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's like they're not a part of his story. Like, he's a part of their story, and it's a terrible part of their story, but they are the people that, you know, their voice, their experience matters. And I think she did an incredible job of showing that. And although it's hard to watch, I'm really, you know, I'm glad that somebody did that. And I really don't see that often at all.
Well, there's a film I'm going to suggest to you that I think you should watch. I never watched it, but I know the ending, and I'm going to ruin it. Spoilers, I'm going to ruin it for you because I want you to understand why I want you to watch it.
Okay.
It's called The Haunting of Sharon Tate.
Oh, yeah. Was that Hilary Duff?
Hilary Duff.
I haven't seen it, but I know of it. Yeah.
So basically, it has to do with her death being told from her point of view.
Okay.
and basically it's being narrated by her, and it starts off with the news crime scene and everything that happens, and then it ends where she's narrating her own death. Like she's telling the story, and then they pull off the cloth from the sheet, and it's her, and she's like telling her own story, or the story of her own death.
Oh, that's
so
really
it's a very interesting. It wasn't really. It was panned by critics, but I think it was a much needed style of film that Devanny really picked up on. That Devanny really delivered. Yeah, so I think I never watched it because those type of films really get to me. And I watched this because, it's Devanny and it's you, and I wanted to support, and I wanted to see what she kept talking about it. Like all of you kept saying about it, praising it, and what it did. So I wanted to see it, but regardless that I saw it, like it's one of those films I can't watch again. I mean, I can watch again, but I'd have to be showing it to somebody to show them why I watched it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's not like a fun, like feel good watch. Yeah. An important watch. And yeah, I think it's very unique in that way. It was probably the only film that I told my parents,
don't watch.
I don't think you're going to want to watch this.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was that final scene where you don't realize he's standing there in the amongst the reporters.
Oh yeah.
And he was like a black mass just among the other black, but he just turned and looked at the camera and smiled.
Yeah. And he did. I mean, he's such an incredible
actor. He was creepy, but he was great.
Yes, absolutely. And he's such a
I'm not saying the killer. I'm saying so everyone knows. I'm saying the actor who portrayed him did a great job because he came off so terrifying.
Yes, so terrifying. And then he's like the nicest person in the world, of course. But I remember it was funny shooting my very brutal scene because it was like, he's so nice in between takes. And I'm like, don't be nice. Like it's making it hard, Yeah.
It's funny you say that because not only, as you already know, like Kane Hodder and all these badasses in real life in the movies are teddy bears and nice guys in real life, but even in, I think it was the production of Saw 2, I watched behind the scenes. And Frankie G, who played Xavier, who was the most obnoxious, cold-hearted bastard in the whole movie, was the guy who got everybody going. He was cracking jokes. He was making everybody laugh. He had my laugh, and he was just like, he was keeping spirits high.
Oh, totally.
So that's who he is. But on camera, he's a killer, badass, take no shit, and it's so funny.
Yeah, that seems to be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a few months ago I watched your film Hellhounds, and you're nothing like that girl.
No, I was gonna say that's
I mean you are, but you're not. But
I'm very nice, but I do play a lot of mean people as well.
Yeah. I mean, you are like that role, but you're not evil like that.
No, thank you. No, I'm not.
Yeah. Also, your creature of choice to be is vampire, not werewolf, but I know you'll settle.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of blood, so it was fine. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I had never done anything werewolf-y.
Yeah.
So.
It was a unique take on a werewolf stuff because werewolf, and you, I gotta bring this up because you really embodied Megan Fox in that scene.
Oh, the car scene.
The car scene.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to embarrass you, but I was getting Megan Fox vibes in this scene.
There's definitely that vibe for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember shooting and somebody said that. Yeah.
But you also had your your badass biker attire. This way, them applying makeup or like just doing your hair behind the scenes. And then there's you covered in blood.
Yes, as is my custom. That was a bloody movie. Very bloody.
Very bloody.
Was one of the bloodiest movies I think I've. No, it was one of them.
One of the ones where it involved more blood with you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the better way to put it.
Yes.
Yeah. And you also, hold on a second. Oh, Richard. So thank you, Richard. Richard is a guest I had on before. He's one of the stars of The Ninth Saw, Spiral.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He starred with Chris Rock and Sam Jackson in that movie.
Very cool.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We had some inside jokes regarding his finger because he gets his fingers torn off in Spiral, and I have one of his fingers behind me.
Of course you
So,
do.
yeah, I got it
Which
from the director. What? Which finger? I don't know. I'm hoping it's the middle one so I could actually flip people off with somebody else's finger. Because that sounds like a fun thing to do.
I suppose.
But of all these, you do all these horror movies and these gory movies and these slasher movies and these killer movies. You recently did a movie called Quest for Love.
Yeah.
Which is very different from your typical MO.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was very, I wouldn't say Lifetime, I'd say Hallmark.
Yeah.
More Hallmark, because Lifetime could have some like really problematic storylines and risque and even slasher storylines. I know you did a movie where you played a villain with Sarah Butler. And then you do this movie. Excuse me.
No, you're good.
Where you it was like a chick flick.
Yes, that was like a very sweet family movie. It went to like Great American Family and all sorts of nice, happy, wholesome outlets. But I mean, they did a really good job. I mean, that production company, everybody involved was super, super talented. They definitely put out good content. Of course, very different from what I normally do, but I was happy to do it. I mean, it's always good to expand and play different types of roles. And it was funny because I shot a horror movie and then I shot Quest for Love and then I went to go do Mutilator 2, which is like the whole opposite. So
we're going to get to that one soon, but I want to ask about Quest for Love. Like, how was it for you doing something so different than what you usually do? I mean, did you have to, being that you're like the casual, just like chick flick star, like, like, did you prepare in a different way? Did you just, how did you deal with it? I mean, like, was it difficult for you?
No, I wouldn't say that it was difficult. It's just occupying a different headspace and a different, of course, a different genre. I'm going to prepare a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, it's always about, myself and what I can bring to a character.
Right.
So it doesn't particularly matter the genre in that regard, but of course it does matter in the bigger story and how you want that to appear, to an audience. So it was different, but the acting element of it, I mean, getting into the character, I wouldn't say was massively different. It's just I didn't kill anyone or get killed or have to run screaming or anything like that. So.
But I like to hear that because that shows you have a wide range of what you can do. Like, you're not typecast, even though you sometimes are.
Yeah,
but
it's nice to be able to do multiple things.
Yeah. But I love that because that's good news for you. Not just good news for you, it's good for you. But and I'm good for you and good for you because filmmakers see that and they see that you can do a wide range, that you're not so niche to the horror genre.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Hi, Jamie.
But it's always nice to It's nice to be able to do multiple things. And you're right. Like, I mean, it shows range. And from an acting perspective, I just want to play, good roles. But I do love the horror genre. So it's like it's very nice to be able to have the opportunity to do that as well.
Be expansive. By the way, just want to mention Jamie is from Skinamarink.
Oh, fun. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I knew I knew that name somewhere. Okay.
If anybody doesn't know Skinamarink, which most of you should, it's on Shudder. It was an award-winning horror film that made I think it was a multi-million dollar. It was low budget, made a lot of money, multi-million dollars, and it was a very low budget, well done horror film. I know it got mixed reviews from some people, but it was we're very proud of you, Jamie. Very happy for you.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, there's Jamie. Yeah. So I told Jamie I gotta have her on my show one of these days.
Yeah. Is she in LA based?
Jamie, let us know if you're LA based. I'll bring it up to Eva. And okay, there's another film I saw a screenshot of, and I know you brought it up a couple of times ago when I had you on. All of You Will Die or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that when is that coming out?
I don't know. I don't know. I know that it's nearing completion because I did ADR for it semi-recently.
Okay.
Horror anthology. I think I don't have a date. I'm not sure.
Can I ask you a question? Because I saw the screenshot. Is this from that, or is this from something else?
No, that is from that. Yeah. Yeah.
That is from that. So can you tell us the premise of that film?
Well,
Or as long as it's public.
I don't know how much is public, but there's multiple segments, and then there's a wraparound story. So I'm part of one of the segments, which sort of follows a group of. I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
So okay, so don't say. So don't say. I don't want to get you in trouble.
No,
you're very smart. You're very strategic in like making sure that you only say what you can say.
I realized I didn't know like how much they'd actually released, but it is horror. I mean, it's a horror anthology.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I think it'll be really, really cool.
Yeah,
it'll be great.
I just want to bring up. Jamie said I'm in Canada, but I'm coming down soon.
Oh, cool.
Well, you should definitely reach out to Eva next time you're in LA. I definitely am, because you and I have a photo shoot we're overdue for.
We are very overdue.
And I have the, hold on, I have to get up for a second. Considering that the new Alien movie's coming out and the trailer just came out, hold on, I gotta fix my hat. I'm bringing up that this is going to be part of our photo shoot.
Yes.
I'm just going to throw it on the bed because like I don't want to just put it on the floor where I'm going to trip on it or it's going to jump at me. Jamie says hi. Oh, Jamie says hi, Joe. And Joe says, Jamie's also posting when they showed the Indie Escape. Yes, I almost forgot about that. Sorry, Jamie. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on. I think the last show I had was with you, but it was with the Black Mass Floodcast.
I think that's exactly what it was. Yeah, you and me and like Sarah and Devanny.
Devanny couldn't make it. Brandon, Mike.
That's right.
But Mike was having a bad connection. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, I just worked with Mike on another film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clutch, right? With Sadie Katz. I want to talk about that. And by the way, you as a DEA.
So that's actually my character's name.
D is the name?
Yeah, like Dia.
I gotta bring this because you're so badass. I love this because this is also not your typical type of role.
Yeah, no, it's not. That was really fun too. It's sort of an action thriller with an incredible cast. So talented.
I meant to tell Sadie about the show. I hope she catches it. I'll send it to her.
Oh, I love Sadie. Yeah.
And it's funny because a friend of mine I grew up with worked with her, knows her. A friend of mine from my neighborhood. It's a small world.
It's such a
very small world.
I'm consistently amazed by how.
And Jeff Miller. He also worked with Jeff Miller on a Harvey Keitel film that I think Sadie was involved with.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've worked with Jeff.
One in Vegas. Yeah.
Love Jeff. He's great.
Yeah, but tell us about Clutch and D.
Yeah. Well, Clutch is. I mean, I am not a main role, so I'm in it a bit, but it's Sadie. You know, Sadie is the female lead. Oh, I'm so sorry you're sick. Poor Gabe.
It's okay. I've had worse. I'm usually sick in the head, so it balances out, and I don't get sick. So, you know, you're probably just as sick as I am, if not more.
Sick in the head. You know, we're used to that.
Yeah.
When you're actually physically sick, it's worse. But yeah, no, it's sort of a thriller, crime drama, and there's definitely I think there's a unique element of it in that the main character is a woman, and it's really I don't want to give much away, but it's very tense, and there's a lot going on in a very short amount of time.
Can I ask a question? And the answer hopefully shouldn't give anything away. You know the movie Drive with Ryan Gosling?
Yeah.
Is it anything like that in any way whatsoever? Does it have any similarities that cross?
Honestly,
parallels?
I feel like I remember it enough to know.
Because it looks like it's a very dark film, which is what Drive shot in a very shot dark.
Oh yeah. No, as far as
Drive was,
I could definitely see that being comparable. I can't really remember the premise. Was he like a?
He was like I honestly don't remember, but he turned out. I think he was like a hitman as well.
Yeah, I think it was something
or
like that.
He was like killed people, or he was a hitman in addition to a race car driver.
That sounds right. Okay, yeah. So I could
be wrong. If anybody in the comments knows, correct us.
But I could see similarities. I mean, it's dark and gritty, and it's set in LA, and it has a vibe like that. I mean, the picture you showed is like not retouched or not retouched. Not color corrected or anything yet.
Yes, I realize.
So, raw footage, but it is. Yeah. It does have a very dark, gritty kind of like downtown feel.
I love that. Yeah, and they're in post production? Excuse me, they're in post production now.
They just wrapped. Like we wrapped, or I think it was 2 days ago.
Yeah. Really? Oh, so it's gonna be a little bit until maybe we'll get a trailer soon. I'd like to see a trailer. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure they'll get that together. Michael Marino is the director. He's super.
Oh yeah, Michael. Yeah, I've spoken to Mike before. He seems like a really cool guy.
Yeah.
I think we spoke on Messenger a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. I was really happy to work with him. We've been kind of trying to make it work for quite a while, and it finally did.
I'm very happy. Yeah, I think Costas Mandalore, Lewis's brother, I think has worked with Michael, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I recall something like that. And Costas was in a film that it took 25 years to get done. Not to get done, to have done, to finally make it come to fruition.
Which one was that?
It was a Greek film about Greek independence, about one of the smaller battles about Greek independence. It was called Cliffs of Freedom, with Billy Costas was in it with Billy Zane, Carlo Rota. What's his name's one of his last films? Christopher Plummer, and what's her name? Tanya Ramone from Lost and Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, and okay, yeah.
And I forgot Patti LuPone. Oh. So yeah, that was a film that the person who was trying to get done, it was a goal of theirs for like 25 years.
It's always wild how some movies come out like right away, and other movies it's years, and you just never know. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes
like Black Goat.
Like what?
So I had to do that, but
that may have some movement.
Okay, good. Let me just back up, and I'm going to ask Eva to elaborate on it. Black Goat is based on an H.P. Lovecraft's tale and eldritch horror, as they call it, an ancient god. And Eva plays, I think, what seems like a surrogate or a host for the god, what it seems like in the trailer. I should have brought the trailer up. Maybe. But I think, and also, that might have been your bloodiest role yet.
I think that was.
Although it hasn't been released, only the trailer. But you had most blood on you in that from anything you've ever done, outside of your bloodbath, probably Miss Elizabeth Bathory. Because I know you were Erin posted at one point that you took a bloodbath together. So
yeah, my sister and I did like kind of a fun
fake. Well, if it's any consolation, that movie I shot with Eileen, I hope she doesn't mind me saying this. She got covered in blood.
Oh, did she?
And she was sitting right next to me. I got nothing on me, but see, somebody gets shot right in her face, like shot in the back of the head, and that's why the blood. So my director threw the blood, and the first time it wasn't as much. Second time, it got in her eyes, all over her hair. We were going to the local deli to get cloths and stuff to wipe her up. Like if you don't do it that way, you don't do it right.
No, that's true. And Eileen, I mean, she's a pro. She knows.
But also, you have to understand. I played a guy with a raspy voice and a Brooklyn accent.
Okay.
And I can't release anything, but Eileen was great, and she was yelling at me, and I was like reacting, and we're like, it's almost like an Italian. We're like yelling at each other, and and yes, it was a lot of fun because she loved me. And she was texting me today, like she's like, I gotta send you stuff. I'll text you when I get home. I asked her to text me when she got home. All right, and she fell in love with me. She's called me Gabby, which is what a lot of people call me.
Oh, really?
I went by Gabi before I went by Gabe. And when I went to a non-Jewish school when I was younger, I changed it to Gabe because I was bullied a lot when I was younger. So I was afraid Gabi. People say Gabby, Gabriella. People would talk as a thing as a girl's name. So I changed it to Gabe, and it's just stuck. So people used to call me Gabi. Used to now call me Gabe.
I'm calling you now.
Call me Gabi. Yeah, great.
But you're right. You're so right about the blood thing. Like I feel like at this point, when I don't do something and get covered in blood, I'm like, what? Oh, this is like so easy. Like even the photo shoot I did with Josh Stolberg.
Yes. And I can't bring up one of the shots because there's nudity, but I can bring up this one.
I have, there's so many I haven't even posted, but he's, I mean, so phenomenally talented. But it was so funny because it's just a photo shoot, and
I invited Josh. I invited Josh on tonight. I hope he can join. Josh, if you're in the audience, please comment. I just wanted to tell you I invited. Yes, sorry, continue. I told him that I was gonna have you on, and I hope he could join in.
Yeah, hopefully he does. No, I was just I mean, it was so much fun. We had so much fun, but it was like the final was so bloody, and we got amazing shots. Totally worth it. But it was so funny because it was like I'm literally going to my car, like, okay, I'm gonna put towels down everywhere, and like it's like I mean, I'm just so used to being covered in.
It's like me and Eileen walking into the deli, and she has blood on her hairline. Looks like she had a hairline fracture or something, and she got cracked on the head. And then we took the Uber, and I'm taking her back across the city to get back to her hotel. And she kept on complaining she had no hair dryer.
Fine, don't be freaked out. I feel like that especially in LA. I mean, I'm sure there too. It's like people are used to it. It's like it's movie magic. It's not relevant.
But I just got to bring up this is Eva did a photo shoot with Josh Stolberg, who is a director, but he's also the screenwriter of the last 3 Saw films. So Jigsaw, Spiral, and Saw 10, which is the first critically acclaimed Saw. Although he stepped back for Saw 11. He's such a nice guy. Oh I spoke to him on the phone once, and he's great. He's great. He's a great guy.
He's one of the best people I've, definitely that I've met in this. he's just good. Yeah. Good human, like you.
Yeah.
Good people.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Could I ask you a question about that shoot? Are there more photos coming out? Are there some of them going to be unable to post on social media because of?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I know that he has, I think he has a book that he's going to be putting out at some point. Okay. So I think some of it will be part of that. But I think I narrowed down. We together.
You went through the shots together.
Thousands, but it's still there's hundreds of great ones. So I really have barely scratched the surface. I'm sure we'll post more. Some of the stuff we got is incredible. Like he just has this artistic eye that is so unique and so cool. So I'll definitely post more of those.
You said thousands of photos, right?
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? People don't get it. As photographers, when I take do a photo shoot, I literally went to when I'm hired to do a friend's event, I could take 3,000 photos in an hour.
Oh, easy,
and that's with a bunch of people. Right. I worked you remember I worked the New York City Horror Film Festival back in December. Yeah. I took over 3,000 photos, and that's over the course of 3 days or more. Photos I took, and that's just the way it is. And then sometimes clients feel it's problematic that you have so many photos. They don't want to go through everything, and they only look at some of them, and then they only look at the ones that didn't come out good. Some clients just don't have the patience not to go.
That's true.
And it's frustrating because you want your work to be seen.
Yeah.
And then when they don't have the patience, so that's why it's good when it's something like just a shoot between you and your photographer.
Yeah.
And there's no. I don't want to go through this. You go through it together and you sit there and or I should have just gone. Sometimes I feel like I should have just gone through all of them myself.
Oh,
and just sent them the best. But when you're working on other films, it's hard to do. Take time for that.
It's hard. No, I think he had done that. He had narrowed it down significantly before I saw. There was still a lot to go through, but that's one thing I think people don't realize, and I think it's important to realize is that every photo shoot, there's going to be there's going to be a lot that are not good, and people do tend to judge themselves. And it's at the end of the day, it's snap, 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 snap. So it's when you see a picture of a model or an actor or whatever, it's that's the good one. You're not just remember that there's 50 in front of it and 50 right behind it where you don't look so good, and just in the name of body image.
Same thing with bathroom selfies.
Yeah.
Same thing with bathroom selfies, where there's 1 or 2 good ones. There's 50 that didn't make the final cut.
Exactly. Right. Every good picture is there's 100 that are you know.
Yeah. Except on the moon when they did the moon landing and you just have a couple because you were limited to how much film you could take. But
Well,
when somebody goes in the bathroom, they take like 50 or 100. So
there's something to be said for like now we have, you know,
at the
vast.
tip of our fingertip. It's at the fingertips.
Yeah, but it was nice when there was only, you know, there's only so many channels. There was only so many pictures you could take before you were out. I mean,
The disposable cameras, you had to like rewind every time. My first conventions, I didn't have my own camera. I had the disposable cameras. I had to wind up every time, and then I had to go to CVS and wait a week to get my photos. And then some of them didn't come out great. Some of my first conventions, all the photos I have are from disposable. I had to scan all the photos. Some I don't even know where they are.
It's so crazy to think that you only had that one copy. So if you lose it, you're like,
yeah. And I think I still have some of the negatives, but they got so mixed in with other negatives and all that jazz. But also because we're talking about very graphic horror, and I know this poster and this photo has created a new subgenre of horror for you, and I call this barnacle horror.
Oh.
Although obviously I haven't seen Mutilator 2 yet. I did meet one of the crew members at one of the conventions because he was wearing Mutilator 2 hat, and I asked him if he was part of the crew.
Oh.
I don't remember who it was. I think it was at Chiller last year. And I told him, oh, Eva's a friend of mine. So, like Eva, he was one of the side crew members.
Okay,
And is that going to be gory or bloody? Or can you say?
Oh,
yes. You say it with a very provocative face. So I'm really like, yo, yeah.
It is so. It's like as far as the effects, the blood, like
did Joe did that?
Yes, Joe did, and it is exactly what you are expecting and more. It's what everybody wants.
I'm afraid.
100% what, like, if you're a Mutilator fan of the original, you are going to be beyond.
I'm gonna be afraid because, like, if I'm gonna have to see you die in a movie, if it's gonna be graphic, I might get sick. And
it's fun.
It's fun, but it's like, you're my friend. It's like you have to understand, like, there was a film that so you know the Purge movies?
Yeah.
So the first Purge, meaning the fourth Purge movie, is called the first Purge. Imagine telling somebody who doesn't know horror and going through that with them. I was at a party with like young billionaires, and one of the guys there was dating this girl who happened to be one of the stars of the first Purge.
Okay, yeah.
And she played Lauren Lavera's daughter. Lauren Lavera was from Dexter. She played LaGuardia, the chief of police in the Dexter's Metro Miami. I don't know if you ever watched Dexter.
Wait, who is this?
You know Lauren Lavera. She
from
played
Terrifier?
From Dexter. No, Dexter.
Wait, isn't Lauren Lavera the one from Terrifier?
Oh, sorry, not Lavera. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, but wait, it's okay. Do you mean the one who's the police?
Lauren.
I think
no. Yeah, the police. Hold on, and I don't know why I'm saying Lavera because it's Dexter. Hold on, I gotta look it up now because I'm confusing myself. You're gonna understand why I confused her name. Oh, Lauren Velez.
Oh, okay.
Lauren Velez.
And who was she in Dexter?
She became the chief of police in for majority of the show, and Deborah shot her, and then she was like having an affair with Batista.
Yes.
And then Dexter's sister shot her. So basically, she played a Latino mother in this movie, The First Purge, and my friend Kristen, who I met at a party, played her daughter in The First Purge. And I never finished The First Purge, although I watched it to support her because I can't watch this sweet little girl. Not little, but she's like this petite young girl. She's so sweet, and she was such a friendly girl. And I can't watch a movie where this innocent girl dies. So I never finished the film, and I never found out if she dies or not because I can't stomach it.
Yeah,
because I know the Purge movies are very dark.
I totally I have my sister that hates watching anything I die in, and to me it's like I'm so immune to it. It's like anything.
Well, it's you.
like, well, even when it's not me, for the most part, with the Black Mass, it's like.
But you work behind the scenes. Well, that's why I asked you earlier. I forgot. That's why I asked you about the Black Mass, regarding that. Like, what did you feel more when you were filming it, or behind this, or when you were watching it? Because I was at a premiere for this movie called Raise, a female soft Fight Club movie. My friend Rebecca Marshall from Saw was a female style. It was like she actually had to train to fight in this film. And Zoe Bell's star role, it was Tracy Toms, and what's her name, Sherilyn Fenn, and Doug Jones. Nice. And Doug Jones. Yeah, okay. You should watch this film. You love it.
Yeah, I should.
And Rebecca was beating the crap out of these girls, like blood. It was bloody. Like, it wasn't catfighting. It was legit. They trained. So I'm sitting behind her right behind her at the theater, and she's cringing at the scenes she's beating somebody else in at, and she also got the shit beat out of her. So and I asked her, like, it's interesting that she was cringing more watching it than she was filming it, because when she's filming it, she's doing all behind the scenes. She knows it's fake, but like, even when you're watching it.
Right.
Sometimes when you're not seeing behind the scenes happening, you're not seeing the makeup applied. You're seeing it all cut up and edited. So that's why it's so much. I feel it's so much more traumatic and dramatic when you're watching it on TV or on camera, or I mean on a screen, than when you're watching it when you're acting in it.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly can be, especially with editing, because you have no idea, how it's going to really look when it comes out. I mean, with that scene in particular with Black Mass, it's like, yeah, it was there, and it was it was a rough scene emotionally.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, exactly how it was going to look, and yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, my scenes with Eileen last night were emotional too. We were cracking up. We were crying of laughter because of how much fun it was.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah. Awesome. So that was a lot of fun, and it actually worked out because of that. A friend of mine who I worked on another film with saw my post, and he asked me to work on a film this September, and I might have to find more crew members for it with one of the Nightmare on Elm Street stars. I can't say who yet. So I'm looking forward, but hopefully you and I will work on a film one day soon.
Yes, I know. We need to.
Yeah, we got to work together.
Yes.
Yeah. And also regarding Mutilator, because I made this meme for you for your I love the SpongeBob memes. Even in reality, even in an Uncharted-esque rom-com that's Quest for Love, even fighting vampires and vampire slayers, no comment because I don't want to spoil anything. We were going face to face with barnacles. That is probably my favorite meme I've ever made of you. I think it might have been the only meme I made of you, but that's
it was great though.
It was great. I thought you'd like that.
I love it. No, I remember.
And I really wish you could have made it to Monstermania with me, because Stacey Nelkin is great, and I'm glad you got to work with her on The Shed. Hold on, I have a photo of. Just if anybody doesn't know, The Shed is an award-winning horror film that Eva Hamilton starred in with Stacey Nelkin, Halloween 3 star, Miss Stacey Nelkin, and it's got more than just 4 nominations, 4 festival wins. This is an older poster. It got like 16 nominations, right? Something like that.
Something like that. I don't remember.
That was. I'm very happy for you. I'm very happy for you guys.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's available now. It's on.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Box.
Oh, yeah, it's on not YouTube. Sorry, it was on.
Okay.
What was it called?
Well, it's part of the Bloody Bites series. Season 8 was the finale of season 8, and that is on Screenbox.
Screenbox, right. And I have a photo of you here with. I could have sworn I brought it in. Hold on a second. Here we go. It was vertical, not horizontal. The two of you looking badass.
Yes.
She's a real sweetheart, by the way. Stacey.
Absolutely.
She's great. And so, same with Tom Atkins. I met him once years ago. But all the horror cast and crew, they're all so great.
Same with the fans. I mean, I feel like we're just like the nicest group of people.
You've got to do more conventions.
But what's that?
And you've got to do more conventions.
Yes, I would like to. Yes.
I would love for you to come. I'm going to one in Monstermania in August. I'd love for you to come with me.
Where's that one?
That's in Cherry Hill.
Where's Cherry?
New Jersey, New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know of one. I've never been.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it afterwards because
Yeah.
I'd love for you to join.
Yeah.
Steve Barton is always comes there with me, and
love
you know,
Steve,
I
yeah.
know. And have you ever met him, or you've only ever spoken to
No,
him?
we've talked on the phone. He was actually extremely helpful with the very first rough edit of the shed. He was
Really?
gave us some really, really good insight. And
He's one of my best friends. He's
that's
such a great
I
guy.
love that. Yeah, I've never met him in real life, but I would love to. He's good people for sure. And I'm
like we're in a relationship where I could send him a meme or a joke that I know will piss him off because it's so cheesy, like a really bad pun, and he'll just say I hate you, and I say I love you too.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But yeah, Steve is great, and some of the Terrifier cast and crew is usually there, like Michael Levy, Marcus Labine, Lauren Lepre, Steve Barton, of course.
Have you been to that one a lot?
I've been going to the Cherry Hill Monster Mania since 2006 or 7.
Oh, you've been a lot.
Well,
yeah.
okay, so I've been going since 2005 to conventions. Horror Find originally was the event at the hotel that Monster Mania's Monster Mania has events all over the country.
Right.
Pennsylvania, Baltimore, so Jersey, but they had one in Hunt Valley, which the hotel just closed down, so they wiped that. But that one was that hotel initially Horrifying was at. That was my first convention ever. There were no lines. The only person who was with a line was Bruce Campbell, and that was maybe 20 people. And for me at my first convention, that was a long line. Now, and I've waited on lines with hundreds of people.
Yeah.
Years later. The only other person with a line was Danny Trejo, and he maybe had 5 people online.
Yeah, now I'm sure it would be hundreds at least. Yeah.
And that David Howard Thornton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just saw his line at one of these at Monster Palooza. It was all over the place.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like when I first met him,
he's so talented.
It was at the bar at Texas Frightmare, and Damien just came over and gave me a hug because I befriended Damien at Monster Mania, where there was he got a last minute Terrifier lit table with Lauren Lavera at Monster Mania in 2021, maybe.
Okay, nice.
And there was no line. We were just hanging out. I was cracking him up. I saw him a month later at Texas Frightmare. We became best friends. David loved me. I bumped into David again at Lloyd Kaufman's premiere in New York City in Queens for Shakespeare Shitstorm.
Nice.
So and David and I sat together at the movie theater. Now I gotta wait on lines to talk to him. I mean, he follows me on social media religiously. He said I'm the only guy that can outpun him. I mean, we talk a lot. Like we back each other up on some things. He's a good guy.
Right.
I mean, he's a little extreme with some of the religious views, but I love him for that. I love him for that. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Because he has good reason. He has very good reason for that. I gotta have him and Damien on soon before they get too big for me.
I need to meet Damien, but I've never met him in real life.
Damien's great. I know they shared your posts. They love you. Everybody in Terrifier loves you.
Oh my God, that's so nice. Oh,
you got to get involved. But I got to tell Josh. Well, Josh isn't involved in Saw 11, but I would love to see you in a Saw film.
Oh my God,
I would love to be in a Saw film. That's my dream come true. To work with you in a Saw film would be a dream come true. But to see you in one of my dream come trues is to work on a Saw film.
That'd be
and I know all these people involved in Saw, and somehow yet I'm good friends with some of them, and yet I still have never been able. Like Josh initially was trying to get me on the set for Saw 10, or trying to get me involved in some way, but it didn't happen.
Yeah.
You're.
Oh, my light just went out.
Oh, it's okay.
We'll just no more light.
You have one right behind you, next to you.
I do. It's not very bright though.
You look the same. I didn't even notice any light went out until you said something.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Then I'm not worried.
You're still radiating.
Oh, good. It's very important that I radiate.
It's the radiation from the blast, whatever. I'm just thinking.
I like how you started that, and we're just
like, where was I going with that?
I do that all the time. I totally.
It's like, sometimes I make a status like that. I go on this a punny rant, and where was I going with this? Never mind. So, just so you know, I do that on purpose, just to show how my mind works.
It's how mine does too. It's like some thought comes and then it just comes out of me, and then I'm like, wait, maybe I should have waited and thought, because I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say.
So sometimes I say something and Steve Barton me is like, where the fuck did we find you? Steve Barton looks at me because I literally I've had filmmakers look at me like, where does your mind go? How does your mind work? I'm always spiraling for better and worse. I get depressed, but then I also have my ideas and the silliness just runs rampant.
You're an artist. It's how it goes.
Yeah. I just posted yesterday that I had a dream of a great idea for film, and then I woke up, had a dream, woke up and went back to sleep, and I forgot it. And Jen Lynch says, I know it's hell. You know who Jen Lynch is? She's David Lynch's daughter. She loves my Facebook. She first moment she met me, her and Sherilyn Fenn gave me a kiss on my birthday at a VIP party in Texas. So they're great. They're great. I love them.
I know what you mean though about dreams. You have to just wake up and just write anything, a word, whatever,
or just record it on your phone. I should keep that handy, but you never know when it's gonna happen. Yeah. Also, I have terrible handwriting. And if I'm half asleep, I won't be able to read that shit when I wake up.
But it's your own writing.
Exactly.
You still can't.
When I'm half asleep, you don't understand. I have terrible handwriting.
Oh.
So if I wake up and and write something half asleep, I'm not going to realize what it says when I wake up again.
All right, then voice note it.
Yeah. But regarding the Saw thing, I'd love to see you in Saw. But then again, I'd also love to see me in Saw. Listen, I've helped try to help people in the film industry. Most people have been grateful. Some people have screwed me over or backstabbed me. But I'm always happy. Listen, I'm one of those people who just want to see everybody happy.
Oh, you are. I'm the same way. No, you're good people. You've been so.
Yeah, I'm schizophrenic or multiple personality. I'm good people. I'm just kidding. No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's true. It's true.
See, this is what I mean. I'm like that. I'd snap at the snap of a finger. I could come up with I could respond with a comeback. I would love. But one of my dreams, I know, some of the actors know me as the biggest fan. And somehow I've never been involved in a film. The Saw director had me at his house the night after I saw you at the premiere in The Appetite for Sin. He loves me. And he's great. Darren Lindbausman. I love him.
Yeah, I don't know him personally.
Yeah,
I think we're friends on social media.
Mike wants to work with him. Mike Ferguson wants to work with him.
Oh, I mean,
he told me that when I first met. Mike told me that when he first met me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So what were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't.
No, you were talking about Darren. Lindbausman.
He seems really cool. I would love to work with him.
I mean, he's worked with Josh Stolberg.
Of course.
Together. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've worked with some of the same actresses. Brianna Evigan has worked on several films with Darren, and Josh Stolberg did Sorority Row, which Brianna Evigan starred in, which is also an underrated remake.
I worked with somebody that he had worked with.
Leia Pipes, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how I guessed that, because I know he's very close friends with her.
Yes,
what'd you work with Leia on?
On the movie that Scout directed, on Bring the Law. I didn't actually have any scenes with her, but I mentioned it to him, and he was like, "Wait, she's one of my favorite actresses."
I had her bloody outfit from when she got stabbed by the killer in Sorority. I buy in some. I have your dress here. Mm-hmm. I had the killer's bloody robe from when he got shot, all the squibs.
Oh, nice.
I had the tire iron with all the weapons on it. I had the stunt one because it was plastic. It was like rubber.
Okay.
And I've had so many costumes from so many films, and I think that's also an underrated film.
It is, yeah.
Sorority Row, yeah. But I had a number of outfits from that film that I sold. I had outfits from Hostel 2. That those I got a deal on, and I sold them for a small fortune. Hold on, Richard.
Have a lot.
Yeah, hold on. Richard says this. Is Richard from Spiral. I got an idea for a Saw film. You interview a beautiful actress, but she puts you in a trap for being too punny. Can I tell you, Richard? We should, if you want to get involved, when I come to LA, let's make a fan Saw film with some of the original cast. Evil get involved, And I'm eyeing a replica reverse bear trap in not an auction on Etsy right now that I want to buy.
Okay.
So Eva will put me in the reverse bear trap, and we'll have to edit me getting my head ripped open. You know. Thank you, Richard. See, when the cast of Saw pitches that you die in a saw trap, that you go in a saw trap, I would love. I love to. You, I mean, you're a scream queen, but I also love to see you more as a final girl. Like more, like I love you as a villain, but you need to be a final girl more.
Yeah.
Whether it be Nightmare on Elm Street, whether it be Saw, I want to see you in a mainstream horror franchise.
Yes.
Where you're a final girl.
Yes, I would love that. I know I do so much indie work, but of course it would be.
You're SAG anyway, though, right? You are SAG.
Yeah.
You know who my date to the premiere where I finally met you was, right? Was going to be Monica Keena was supposed to be my date.
That's right.
Monica Keena was going to be my date, but she went MIA. She and I spoke just recently. She's been on social media again because I missed her so much. She lost her sister. She was going through a hard time, but she's better now, and she seems to be a lot more active. She texted me back, and she wrote me a beautiful thing on social media. But she was so excited. She was like so interested in going to the premiere with me, and and Devanny's been dying to work with her.
God, that'd be
Yes, and I love Monica. She's like one of my celebrity crushes, and when one of your celebrity crushes tells you that they'll go to a movie premiere with you, like that's great. You know what I mean?
Totally, of course.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's like wild. And also, it's funny because when she didn't respond, I asked this famous Playboy model who I'm friends with. Oh yeah, I'll go with you if I'm in LA at the time. Like wow, like I never had this traction when I was younger.
Yeah, you know everybody now.
I know everybody, but not everybody knows me. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's true. No, but listen, I'm trying to work my way up there. I accepted that when I started in the technical field of film when I was younger, I know this is a whole process.
Oh yeah.
Just as acting is. But I know you could spend 10, 15, 20 years in the field before you really become successful. Super successful, meaning like renowned.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Brandon Slagle has acted before he ever directed. A lot of Devanny, Scout.
Yeah.
I mean, Scout's been in some pretty wild things, but like she was in some kid stuff before she did Halloween. She was in a movie called I forgot, Scary Little Thing. I forgot what it was, but it was with Chloe Moretz.
Oh.
Chloe Moretz played her little sister.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was Mario Bello played the mother. It was like one of these like a series of horror, like Masters of Horror. There was like another series. I forgot what it was called, but she was in that.
Water.
That was that. Water. I know. Blood, Eva, blood.
Drink blood.
It's not the Red Cross, but yeah, drink blood. Yeah, it's much more more soothing for the throat, regardless how weird it would taste.
Oh God, I can't even imagine like actually drinking. Like,
yeah. Come on, I thought you were a real vampire. You're a poser.
Sadly, no. I went on TV.
I actually want to ask Matthew what the girls were drinking in their glasses in Appetite for Sin. What?
No,
was that an actual drink, or they just mixed food coloring and they had to pretend it was like actually good?
I wasn't there for any of that filming, so I have no idea.
Yeah, they had these fancy red grails.
Yeah.
That they brought with them to the club.
Right.
With blood already in it, and they claimed they got it there, and it's just their own drink.
Yeah.
So they could get away with bringing in their own cup to the Stoker's lounge. It was before you showed up at Stoker's, right?
Yes, I think they shot all of that either before or after me. I don't know, but it's like my character.
Right, because you never shoot things chronologically. It's true.
Yeah, very rarely.
Also, so I'm very excited for Conception.
Yay!
If I wish I would have loved to be an executive producer on it, meaning I would have loved to, but I was honored to be a producer. I mean, I'm honored to be a producer on it. Yeah, I'm honored to be involved. Here's one of the posters. That is you, right? Or is that just somebody?
It is actually not me.
It's not you. Okay. Because
We
the
all have
face
more
didn't look like you. I just thought maybe the water distorted it.
Yeah. No, we'll have a lot more artwork coming, but that was
nice. I like the alien one the best. The one with the alien side profile. Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. That'll probably be our.
It's like last horror. Well, last what?
I think it'll be our last short film. I mean, I think
last short. Great.
Yeah, that's the plan.
I want to see you guys take off with Mooncats.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I'm sorry Lynn didn't get involved with the project.
That's okay. Yeah.
I would love to see her.
But I know
I'm sure you'll work with Lynn one day.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure we will.
Lynn's the sweetest
girl. She seems so sweet. Yeah.
She's so, and oh well, I don't know if I could say you mentioned or one of you mentioned somebody else who who might get involved in one of your projects.
Wait, did I mention?
You might have mentioned it to me.
I'm wondering which one. We talked.
I'm not gonna bring him up because I don't know if I'm allowed to say.
Okay.
So it might have been yeah. So I don't know who. I think it might have been you who brought it up when you were asking me to try to get Lynn involved.
Oh, maybe it was when we started thinking about Lynn.
When you were thinking about Lynn, you said you were eyeing him for the role, and they work together or they know each other. So that's why. Yeah.
Honestly, we this kind of went back a while. We've been throwing around names and ideas, so I honestly don't remember who it was.
It's fine, but I know one day you'll work with Lynn. I mean, you worked on the same film with her, but you weren't in the same film with her. I mean, you weren't in the same scene with her.
Right. Yes, I didn't either. But that's I know. I always forget about that. We did work together technically. It's always so funny how many films you do that, and it's like, oh, I know this person, but you don't know them.
But I love that you actually remember a lot of the films you do, and you've done a lot. And I love that you remember so much. That's great. That's because I feel like you'll bump into somebody you worked with years ago who you haven't seen, and you look like you don't age. So they'll recognize you, and you'll remember them right away because you're like yeah.
I feel like I mean if you work with somebody, it's like you're kind of family. So I know I remember you. Yeah.
So can you tell us a little more about conception without dropping any bombs, like without revealing anything?
Yeah, I mean there is an element of extraterrestrial.
How extra? I'm just kidding.
Quite extra.
So extra.
Yeah, it's I mean it's I don't want to give much away yet, but
don't know.
There's alien.
Okay. Is it similar to the Shed in like it's isolated and you're targeted, or can you say
it's not similar to the Shed in that it's not a slasher. That was very much
right. No, that I know.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to feel very similar to that.
It's not. It's not like, but I mean, like the main characters are not isolated.
Not in the same way. Definitely.
Okay.
It's a little bit more psychological than like a physical kind of horror. So there's isolation and in like a mental aspect and an emotional world.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense, but not in a physical, like locational sense.
Okay, so I have to ask you for some shameless self-promotion. You said it's the last short film you guys are doing, right?
Yeah, most likely. That seems to be
because I would love to get involved in when you guys do a feature. I would like. I don't know if you have to be SAG.
I mean, our productions are SAG. That's necessarily
you don't have to be SAG. You can still get paid and do a project with not being SAG.
Yeah, you'd have to like look into exactly their regulations at this moment, which I don't know. But yeah, you can. Yeah. I mean,
I'll discuss it with you guys because I know you guys are also trying to crowdfund, and I respect that, and I would always try to.
Yeah, I think for the feature we likely will not crowdfund.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, for this one we did a little bit of it, and then we got some private investors. But
nice.
Yeah, that's always the hard part, It's like
getting investors to get
is easy, kind of, but then it's like you have to raise the money, and that's work that I don't.
It's fine. No, I just got a full-time job as an editor, but the work the studio is not it's a newly established business, but it's not taking off until we get enough investors. So
Oh,
I'm on the creative part, but they want to bring me on the business part.
oh, okay.
So I might try to reach out to some people about getting us investors too, or about investing,
Oh, that's awesome.
because I would be a full-time video editor and creative team member, and
Yeah.
we'd be busting out videos every month.
Yeah.
So it's like social media, but it would be like a real full-time editing job as opposed to
Yeah.
a year here, a few months there. It would be like salary, it would be great.
Yeah.
I could finally move my horror museum to LA one day, maybe.
You really do have a horror museum.
I used to have a bigger one because I have mannequins displaying like wardrobe pieces,
Yeah.
but I used to have so many that I couldn't see. If I sat on my bed, I couldn't see the TV, and the TV's right across from my bed because I had so many mannequins displaying saw props and wardrobe pieces. And yeah, I literally let me show you. That's Robert Englund right there. His bust, the bust of Robert Englund
Oh,
from the
okay.
movie Fear Clinic.
Oh, wow.
With Fiona Dourif and Corey Taylor and Angelina Armani. My friend Robert Hall, who passed away a few years ago, did the movie. He made a web series, and a lot of people, including the Terrifier crew, were involved.
Okay.
And Robert, my friend Michael, who played the young Robert and the creepy version of Robert in that film, signed it. So did Corey Taylor, and he sent a photo to Robert because I'm gonna get Robert to sign it at Cherry Hill. And I sold one of these puppets last time. I got another one. I had one signed by the cast. I sold it, and I got another saw puppet. So, yeah.
Yeah, you really should have a museum. I mean, in LA, we have the Museum of Death, which is like one of my favorite places. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You have the museum.
You and I got to go there when I'm there. I mean, I went to the Icons of Darkness when I was.
Oh yeah,
there.
I did that too. Yeah.
That was great.
I think it actually moved to Vegas now.
It moved to Vegas.
I
Vegas is becoming. So I was at one of my porn star friends was having an event in New York City, and she was telling me how Vegas is now getting a Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes, it's going to be year round. I am like counting down. I don't know when the actual release day is.
I mean, you have one in LA, but you're getting excited about one in Vegas.
But we only have it in LA during Halloween.
Right. Oh, yes.
That's my time. That is, I live.
Halloween is. I know. You never shut up about it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Have you been to Horror Nights?
I went for the first time the week after I saw you.
That's right. Oh, yes.
It was so great, and you have to do the VIP ticket. Like I bought a regular ticket, and I realized I have to because otherwise you're waiting like an hour or two at least in line for the main haunted houses. Otherwise, you just walk right in.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
And you get the whole thing done in a few hours, and you don't have to wait in line to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And I was so glad I did it. And I think I missed one or two haunted houses, but it was so great. I had like these $160 over the ear headphones, like the bone headphones I had on my neck that when I'm walking through one of the drapes in the haunted house, it pulled it right off of me, and I didn't realize I left the haunted house. But Vegas, that's like, it's going to be bigger than Planet Hollywood. I know Planet Hollywood went bankrupt years ago, and Planet Hollywood used to have a Saw suite.
They did?
So I went on the Saw cruise 12 years ago this summer. And John Rabin, who used to represent a lot of the actors, he used to sell a lot of the props, he provided a lot of the props and pieces that were displayed at the Saw suite. Actually, I had Jigsaw's gloves from Saw 5 that were a gift to me from one of his secretaries, who's a dear friend of mine.
Oh, that's nice.
His assistant, who I traded to him for some stuff, and he actually put them on display with the cloak. So one of my props was on display in Planet Hollywood in the Saw suite. But he designed it, and the actors didn't even know it existed.
Oh, wow.
But that was like 10 years ago. I think it's gone now. But like that's something I would go to for my honeymoon would be the Saw suite.
That is you honeymoon.
red satin sheets and the blood come out of the. Imagine like The Shining, like blood would come out of the faucet. You know, I don't know if
I only dream.
Right. Well, the Soskas and I both posted the photo of that. Really, it was an AI creation. One of them wasn't. Well, maybe it was about this really dark, like Addams Family-esque house with a pool, but the pool water was colored red, but not too dark where you could see into the pool because it was like, and it was like that's like my dream house, you know.
I love that.
I know you do. I can see you biting your lip thinking about it.
I would love a house with a blood pool. It's
yeah,
no,
and yeah.
There's like some, I think Airbnb or what, but I know there's like a haunted mansion themed one that somebody has now out here. I think it's out here. There's some horror. Like I saw somebody do like a Shining.
There's a lot of haunted houses stuff. Like I went to the haunted mansion in Disneyland when I was a kid.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Me too.
Like I Disneyland, and I like Disneyland better than Disney World. Also Universal Studio. Like I hadn't been to Universal Studios in 26 years until I went that time for Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
That was 26 years overdue.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like I've gone weirdly a lot. Nice. But yeah, I've never been to Disney World. Never
yeah, have you ever been to Florida?
Yeah, I have, but I don't know why I never went. I need to do that.
You and I gotta have like more chats that aren't required just to do in front of people from it. You know, you and I gotta talk more.
Yeah, we do.
We gotta plan more. Because when are you coming to New York again?
I don't know. I know. I don't get up there as much as I wish.
Yeah.
I used to more. I mean, the convention stuff would be ideal. You know,
yeah. Well, let's you and I talk in the next few weeks about possibly, and the tickets on me. Everything's on me, except for the flight. Of course, I mean, I don't know if I could cover that necessarily, but like no, it's that because the tickets are going to sell out soon. So so if you can come, the tickets on me. The lounge, the rooming is on me. Don't worry about it. I'm happy to help.
You're very sweet. Okay? Well, when you text when we get off,
when we get off, I'll text you and the dates. Yeah. But they're gonna have Robert Englund. Nice. They're gonna have Clive Barker, one of his last events ever.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
They're gonna have William Shatner, Melissa Barrera, a lot of the Nightmare on Elm Street cast.
Very cool.
But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, totally.
Well, so it's 3 hours ahead, meaning it's 3 hours later here. So we'll always keep that in mind. Like that's why, and I know you're a night owl. So when I had to reach out to you about today, I made sure not to call you in the early afternoon my time because you still might be in nocturnal mode.
I'm a little bit of a vampire, so yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
You heard about this new horror movie they're doing, OnlyFangs?
No. Oh, yes, I did. I saw something.
I'm like, if anything, that's that's like the type of movie Eva should do.
Who's making that? I know that
I'll send you the info. Like, I saw it was an Indiegogo or Kickstarter type of thing. But, that's such an Eva film. How is she not involved in that?
There's so many horror filmmakers. I can't possibly know all of them.
I know.
But yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, and I can't wait because Matthew's coming up with Appetite for Sin release soon.
Yeah,
and we gotta when he does the live stream, you gotta you gotta join the Q&A.
Yeah, I will. No, I just was on a call with him and Missy recently, and we were talking about some really exciting possible future stuff to do.
Nice.
So yeah,
I love that
to come out. That's a really fun one.
A prequel a background story. I'm not going to spoil anything. But that would be wild. You know, that was a crazy twist, but I'm not saying. Yeah, I can't wait for everybody to check out Appetite for Sin. I have a piano piece in it. Like I say, yes. I wish I did more with it because I'm so critical of it because I didn't do enough. And then for my friend Dan Yeager's film, I did like a 12-minute long piece. He only needed 2 minutes worth. And I did like 12-minute, and I did so much more that I could have done for Matthew, and he actually used it. You know, so
no, you did perfect.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. I am nobody, therefore I am perfect. Is there any other any other projects you want to talk about? Death. Well, I know Death Kiss. I got to tell you, like Robert is amazing.
No.
I hope he's doing well. I know he lost his son a couple of years ago. I got to reach out to him.
Yeah,
He's such
I
a
haven't
sweet
talked to him
guy.
in a while, but I mean, Jeff Miller is a very good
Yeah.
friend. I'm good friends with him.
Yeah.
So I mean, he seems like he's doing well from what I've heard. He
Yeah.
is one of the nicest,
He's a sweetheart.
loveliest people. Yeah.
Absolutely. I gotta make sure he's still playing his accordion. He's a musician like me, so I gotta. And he said, I told him never give up on it because, like he says, he's you know, because like I said, that's my thing about piano. Like I hate giving up on anything, especially music, because music heals.
Yeah. No, I think he's been doing that for quite a while.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna give it up.
But regarding the Black Goat, you said it might be coming to fruition soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, so originally it was going to be a series, and that was episode 1. It may at some point release as a standalone.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but there's been some traction as far as getting it to a potential release if they do it as a standalone, which I'm thinking may be the case. But I am so excited. I've been like really, really trying to help that one get out as much as I can because it's one of my absolute favorite things I've ever done. And you know, we shot it quite a few years ago. So I really wanted to get out there. I know you've been excited.
Like me, you love Lovecraft. So
I do, but I mean, I do, but apart from that, it is just so well done.
Yeah.
It needs to be out there.
So regarding that, and I brought this up to you the first time I had you on the show, did you watch Underwater with Kristen Stewart yet?
I have not yet. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes. Take note because that is a Lovecraft film that it was panned critically, but and by a lot of fans. But if you're a Lovecraft fan, it's a film you've been waiting for a lifetime.
Yeah, I need to see that. I like Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, but it's not even her. It's the deity that they awaken at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh,
and it's something that has not been done cinematically like this ever before.
Oh.
And they've interviewed filmmakers about it and Lovecraft experts, and they've said it's very hard to make Lovecraftian cosmic horror movies sometimes. But like so I think it was it Stanley Kubrick or somebody who said if it can be put on paper or be thought up, it could be filmed or something like that. So like if it could be written down, it could be filmed or something like that. I forgot what it was, or conceptualized, it could be filmed if it could be. So like I think cosmic horror, as long as you know what you want, if filmmakers out there, when you're doing cosmic horror, as long as you know what you want and you know what you want to get done, and you have an idea that you want to deliver in terms of like an ancient deity in a Lovecraft style film, do it. Because like Underwater did something that many Lovecraftian films failed to do. Meaning there were some good like I know your friends. I liked Castle Freak, the remake with your friends in it. I think you told me, right?
I don't know.
Castle Freak.
I remember it.
Tate Steinseek was it?
I don't know him personally, but I know.
But you told me that one of your friends was in it. Hold on a second. And basically they did something at the end that was great, but could have been more expansive in terms of the ancient deity.
You know, I actually had not seen the original, so
I hadn't either. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me check because I know you mentioned you're friends with one of the girls. Hold on a second.
I think
Claire, Catherine, Kika, Emily Sweet.
I think it was Emily. We were in a movie together way back, so I think it must have been her. But yeah, I feel like there was somebody else that I actually knew that was attached to it. That might have been.
There probably was. It was a big cast. It was a big cast.
Yeah,
it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that film.
I love good Lovecraftian.
That one she didn't watch. Did you watch that remake?
I saw part of it. Yeah.
Definitely if you have a chance, watch the whole thing. But definitely watch Underwater. Underwater did something.
I will, definitely.
because Underwater unleashed a creature in horror films that Lovecraft fans have been wanting to see cinematic wise their entire life.
Oh, I'm excited.
And it didn't get, I don't think it got enough love, the film.
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't hear about it except for with you. I mean, one of the things with Black Goat is and you would actually really like them, but we worked with Lovecraft, the HP Lovecraft Historical Society.
Right, you mentioned that before. Yes, I love that.
I mean, I feel like you really, just the amount of stuff, it's almost like a museum, and really just
I would love to pick their brain because
you really like them.
Well, I'm not the Lovecraft expert necessarily, but there's a lot of parallels.
I'm not either, but
there's a lot of parallels between Lovecraft and Judaic Kabbalah, meaning the actual Kabbalah, not like Madonna or Paracelsian Kabbalah.
No, I know.
I mean, like the archaic Kabbalah, and there's a lot of parallels between his books and the ancient mysticism of Judaism.
That's really
and the whole thing about the serpent Dagon being the same serpent that seduced Adam and Eve into eating the apple. The Necronomicon pages that inspired it were carried in the Garden of Eden, or like the whole thing in Kabbalah about this, that when the Messiah comes, there's this whale that takes up over a third of the earth that's underneath the earth, a giant creature that one day when Messiah comes, we will all feast upon it, or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of mystical creatures, and also like From Beyond. You've seen From Beyond with Jeffrey Combs.
Yes.
So that is a big Kabbalah concept of that there are other worlds happening around us, but we can't see them. And this doctor, the scientist, creates a machine that merges the worlds so they can interact, but you're not supposed to interact because those things can harm you. So it's so interesting how many parallels there are between actual archaic Kabbalah and Lovecraft. And it's interesting because people say Lovecraft was an anti-Semite.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've heard that too.
So I don't know if it's true, but it would be interesting that he would be a what's the word? A like conduit for archaic Kabbalah while also being Judaic Kabbalah, while also being anti-Semite. It's just and he's influenced all of pop culture, including Metallica, Disney, the Little Mermaid, anything with tentacles, even hentai is influenced by Lovecraft.
Anything with
tentacles. I feel anything with tentacles is basically Guillermo del Toro is heavily influenced by Lovecraft.
Oh yeah.
But hentai is definitely influenced by Lovecraft. Sorry, I had to go there.
No, that's no. I think like mythology, and it's always interesting to see how interconnected these kind of things are. Like even in a Jungian sense, it's just I find that stuff super fascinating.
That's one of the reasons I would like to pick the brain of those guys if I ever got to work with them. I would love to.
They're good. They're really nice guys.
If I could get their names from you, I might reach out to the society at some point, just because I would reach out to the society to see if I could get in touch with those guys, just to ask if they're ever in New York to pick their brain. I would be so inspired and interested in doing that.
Oh yeah, totally. No, they have like a sort of a museum here, but I think there might be other places as well. I don't
Definitely
know.
Rhode Island, probably Providence.
Yeah.
I've been to. I haven't been there since I was a kid, and I didn't know much about Lovecraft when I went to Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
All I know is the first synagogue in the U.S. was there, and they used it to hide people in the Civil War, like certain soldiers.
That's crazy. When we were shooting Blacked Out, oddly enough, it was in this house in upstate New York. Was it? Yes, it was in Buffalo. It was in Buffalo. Anyway, one of the houses.
That was like 4 or 5 hours upstate, 6 hours.
Yeah, it was pretty far. It was pretty out there. But the house was like this very old historical house, and there was in the basement there were like these old tunnels kind of in the wall, and they were saying that it was probably part of the Underground Railroad. It was really fascinating. Which I'm from the West Coast, so we don't have that much history.
Well, you don't have history of the Civil War necessarily.
We have history. It just doesn't go.
It just doesn't go like there. Yeah. But it's always honored to be able to, not investigate, but like, journey into those, and experience that. piece of history.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Listen, there's history in my family too. You know, I don't know if you're a wine drinker. Are you a wine drinker? Being that you're so into blood and it's red.
I'm not like a wine snob, but I like wine.
Yeah. So you ever heard of Gallo wines? I think I told told Sadie this.
I think you might have told me this.
Yeah, Sadie loves wine, and I told her this. It blew her mind. My great-grandfather was the first importer of kosher wines in this country, and he lent Gallo money to start their business.
That's so crazy.
And though my great-grandfather's company is no longer around, it's over 100 years old, and I still have a bottle. Like I said, it has sentimental value.
Yeah.
Get it? Sentimental, not sentimental. Sentimental. But Gallo's now a $1 billion company.
Wow.
And it's imagine what my great grandfather's company could have been, and how wealthy my family could have been if the company was still in, you know. But my cousin who's still alive, my mother's cousin who's in his 80s, remembers sitting at Mr. Gallo's house when he was a teenager, and the butler coming and says, "Mr. Gallo, Governor Reagan is on the phone."
Oh wow.
So yeah. Because the Gallos would have my family members over for their house. It wasn't kosher. I mean, not all my family was religious, you know. So yeah, that was interesting. And actually, you know who Shelley Winters is?
Yeah, I do.
So Shelley Winters, my grandmother knew Shelley Winters because my great aunt's married into Shelley Winters' family.
Oh wow.
So my grandmother was good friends with Shelley Winters.
Small
Although my great aunt who was the reason they met. When my mother was young, my great aunt got mentally sick. So my mother never even got to meet Shelley Winters as far as she could recall.
Oh, okay.
But my cousin, I'm the only one in my family who hasn't been to Vegas.
Oh,
so
really?
I gotta go. And now that Halloween Horror Nights I gotta go, because my cousin is an agent there for Rich Little, the famous impressionist, and I need to go. She came with me on the Walking Dead cruise. She binge-watches The Walking Dead. She loves The Walking Dead.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and actually, Ross Marquand, who's one of the Walking Dead stars, his hero is Rich Little, and he got inspired to do it. Probably Bill Hader too. Bill Hader, all these guys that do impressions were inspired by Rich Little. He's like the world famous impressionist.
That's crazy! Wow.
Yeah. And also, I worked for the son of this rabbi who was the son of a famous actor from like just James Bond films. Who was good friends with Christopher Lee and Sean Connery.
Oh wow!
So it's a small world. All Jewish geography, whether you're Jewish or not.
Yeah, I mean I'm slightly Jewish. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm a quarter Jewish. So I mean, technically, it's on my mom's side, so I am technically Jewish.
Well, but tell me, which of your grandparents on your mother's side is Jewish?
My mother's father. Wait. Yes, my mother's father.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah, came to they were German.
So, question: if you and I had kids, just spewing this out there, would they be a 1 1/4 Jewish?
Again?
Sorry, I just had to make that joke.
Well, I liked it. I don't know what there would be, but yeah, let's go with that.
Like I can't do the math. I'm bad at spelling, but I'm great at math. You know, so I just had to do that. I just had to make that joke.
No, I love it
because I suck at math. Yeah. I'm great at math, but I'm bad at math. Anyway, I know we're nearing an hour and a half, and I know you and I could talk forever, and I know it's late, but let's pick up let's talk on the phone sometime soon.
Yes, absolutely.
And discuss August.
Drink water and sleep.
And I'm going to an event with the Sopranos cast tomorrow, so I got to get my voice back and feel better. I'm going to drink a lot more soup. I was drinking soup and tea.
Good.
Yeah, you know Genevieve Rossi?
What's that?
Genevieve Rossi. She's also involved in some of your.
Yeah. I think she was part of the zombie movie.
Yes. Yeah. Was it Z Dead End?
Yes.
So she was also in The Walking Dead. So she invited me to the Sopranos event tomorrow in Jersey. She's going to be there.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So with Vincent Passatore, so I bought a ticket. I'm going. It's a whole event for a very good price. It's like private things with the actors and a whole event, you know. And Vincent loves me, and we have some mutual friends in the business. So I'm going tomorrow, but I want to feel better.
Yeah, you got to get help.
So yeah, thank you. So let's touch base.
Absolutely.
I'm planning on coming back to California this October. I hope.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
So let's try to meet up there, but let's definitely do August. If we try to do August.
Yeah.
Let me end the stream. Tell everybody where they can follow you, or
I mean, on social media wise, I'm, I think, well, on Instagram at least, I'm Eva Hamilton with an underscore on either side. And to Facebook, I'm just Eva Hamilton. And Twitter, I don't even remember, honestly, because I don't use
You're
it.
Eva Hamilton on all, but you also have a personal page and a fan page on Facebook.
I do. That is true. And
Yeah.
then, yes, and then I have another separate page for Alana Darkchild, which is the horror hostess character I am a co-creator of.
Your alias, your alternate alias or ego.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
And yes, Alana has a OnlyFans. I hope you don't mind me dropping that, but it's not what you think. I'm just kidding. Nah. Oh, you froze. Oh, Eva? Hello? Eva? Hello? Eva? I think we lost her.